I am super excited for one of our first two players here because we unfortunately had to replace one player throughout the week, and next in line was a Korean player called LabyRinth. And we've seen LabyRinth already in the W3Champions Season Finals 7, and since then he has disappeared. This man had such a decay and didn't show up in any other tournament that he doesn't even have an ELO ranking at the moment, Remo. We haven't seen LabyRinth in 7 months, but he is one of the most hyped players in all of W3Champions. And can you elaborate a little why that is?
Yeah, LabyRinth is kind of an interesting guy. He's a bit of an enigma, if you will. He's been playing on W3Champions and posting great results there for a long time, but we don't see him competing in many tourneys. In the Smile Cups, in the TED Cups, over on Netties, all these games, all these tournaments happening, we normally don't really see him. And that's one of the reasons why the under-participation there is rather low. But now he's going to be showing himself again, and he is a bit of a wild card. He plays different strategies. He's got his own style. He doesn't follow so much in the happy meta like every other undead on the top level almost tends to do. No, he's got his own ideas. He plays Lich first a lot. He plays expansions a lot, and he's respected greatly by a lot of players. I've heard Insup and Hitman, Side, a lot of players talking about him, how good he is, and I think he's even perhaps inspired some of the other players. Lich first expansion, that's for example something that he really paved the way for, and even Happy started playing that recently. He is very much a known figure and has very high MMR on W3Champions as well. But he doesn't have the big tournament results yet. He's still trying to come into his own as a tournament player, and that's why it's so cool to have him here. One of the rare appearances for LabyRinth to take part in a tournament.
He started playing the ladder season because we have the new ladder season 11 running this week, and he started off with 3 losses. Maybe a little rusty, this man. But then he got 6 wins in a row, and let me just read a couple of names here for you that he defeated. Fortitude, pretty good. TH, pretty damn good. Axe-Lord, amazing. And a certain someone called Happy.
Yeah, pretty sick. He's proven himself time and time again on the ladder. Of course, you know, we and sometimes player also like to say ladder is just ladder. And there's some truth to that. You know, tournament games are more serious. Players will try harder there. But ladder is the staging ground, the first one, the proving ground that first players will have to go through. And there, LabyRinth has proven himself to be very strong and has qualified himself and really deserved his placement here.
100%. We have a little bit of an issue starting the game. Seems to be a join bug currently going on. But now we talked a lot about LabyRinth. We haven't talked about XiaoKai at all. This is his first participation, I think, since Season 7 as well, where these two met already, and LabyRinth was able to take him down. XiaoKai, very interesting player if you ask me. He's like a hybrid between Orc and Undead, can play both races, and his biggest accomplishment, WCG Connected Edition, when we had this team tournament, where he was in a team with, for example, Linguagua and Alice, and he was pretty much the carry of that team, and got them into the semifinals in a very high-stake, highly stacked tournament.
Yeah, it's of course hard to break through the fold and really shine as an Asian player. There's so many good competitors there. In terms of Chinese top players, he's not quite there yet, but he has had some good showing, certainly. And he's one of those younger guys. Well, he's not exactly young, but you know what I mean. The next generation guys that is also capable of playing different races. We've seen him before as Undead, we've seen him before as Orc. I think he's also played a bit of Night Elf on the ladder before. And I wonder what he's going to be showing here. He still lacks that big breakout performance though. If he makes it through here, through the play-ins, then he's really going to impress us quite a bit. But on his way there, LabyRinth and XiaoKai aren't going to be easy opponents.
Oh, not at all. But yeah, XiaoKai, we didn't talk about him. He's also in this part of the bracket. He will be the opponent of the winner of the first game. Foggy and Insup meeting in a rare EU/CIS versus North America clash again. And then the winner versus Hawk. These games today are beautiful. Well, you're still in the player slot, Remo. I know with the season 11 beginning, you really want to dive in to the ladder and the player's experience again, but today is not your player day, Remo.
They can count themselves lucky, I think.
Yes.
They can count themselves lucky that I'm just standing here on the sidelines, you know? Otherwise, they'd have to look out.
Yeah, there might be a problem for the Season 11 finals, Remo, because we will, of course, both qualify. And who's doing the broadcasting?
Good question. We could maybe let our co-cast buddies take over. Maybe Starshaped and Juan co-cast. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yes,
dude, I talked with Starshaped the other day, talking about the bottom and about, you know, creative ideas, how to change her and stuff. Dude, I almost blocked him on Discord. We were talking about balance at some point, and you know the Night Elves, right? How they are completely delusional about the strengths of Night Elf. And he tried to tell me, Neo, that a Windwalk is a much better late game spell than Mana Burn. Because the Demon Hunter is so bad. Starship, I still love you, buddy. I still love you, but boy, oh boy, was that ridiculous.
Is there a, I don't know, crocodile drug hype in Sweden at the moment that we're not aware of? That sounds a little bit ridiculous. It seems like...
What is the crocodile drug? What?
Oh, don't look for any pictures, buddy. It's nasty. It's really, really nasty.
I feel like I missed out on a Vine documentary. I mean, what's it called again?
Vice?
Vice documentary. Exactly.
Yes, exactly, Remo, exactly. We have ourselves a few supporters here. Thank you, Burrush, for the 100 bits. Shabbat Shalom. Lich Nerd, thank you for the 2-month resub. And you guys are buying profile pictures. I see it in my matcherino. Thank you for the $3. Cornix, Fat Footy, and Phil Cow. 2 human profile pictures and 1 undead profile picture. We will see at the end of the day which race will buy more coupons and which race we love most is, I guess, the question. But you might hear it already. We got our game on the road. The first best of 3 in the War3Champions season finals. Who will face Chemico in the round of 12? China versus Korea on perfect conditions. Both players have a ping around 36. It's absolutely lovely. And first we gotta answer the question here, Remo. What race is XiaoKai going to play? Is it Undead or is it Orc?
It is indeed Orc. Sticking with his newerish race of Orc, what we've seen him play plenty of times before. So it's gonna be Orc versus Undead. One of our favorite matchup, I would say.
Absolutely. But with LabyRinth in the mix, you really never know what's gonna happen. This could be a Dreadlord of all things. He's very, very good at that. But so far, so standard. Here on our first map, Autumn Leaves, we got DK and a Ghoul build order, which is the norm nowadays. We've seen it yesterday in the first grand final of the returning back to Warcraft Cup. Happy versus Starbuck. Lots of ghouls there, but buddy, what is happening in XiaoKai's base? Yeah, okay. Remo left immediately. Nice. It's 2 minutes into the game. Already gone. It's a grunt opener, which is super odd. No headhunters.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, you mentioned the Ghoul build. This is exactly what you said. This is the new norm, especially on some maps like Autumn Leaves very strong, because the DK can creep so quick towards level 3. Lin, for example, tried to counter this by being very aggressive with Farseer headhunters, but here it is as old school as can be. Farseer grunts, that's how we started off with Reign of Chaos back in the day.
That's, yeah, pretty damn true. I am very curious what XiaoKai is playing. Could be Shadowhunter Wyvern. Some players are experimenting with this a little bit. But alright, so far, no tech on the undead side. Just, there we go. I was about to say it's also a little odd.
LabyRinth not going for the standard creep route. Normally we see green into shop into natural for a perfect level 3. Rather he goes for a very safe level 2. Perhaps concerned that the Farseer might be aggressive and things might be getting tougher for him. But that's not the case. Farseer is just creeping up himself. Getting now level 2 also. Items looking decent on both sides. And I think LabyRinth is happy with this. As long as you can just freely creep with the Ghoul build, you're gonna be very satisfied. That level 3 DK will be strong. But since there's no headhunters, it's going to be a lot harder for the DK then to find those kills, as he loves to get them with level 3.
Ooh, look at this Farseer sharking around here, aiming for that Ogre Magi. There is a coil, there is Chain Lightning. Who's gonna get it? DK. Item goes to the Farseer, a little bit of a steal. Maybe went to a boot camp with his colleague, the Blade Master. But experience might even be more important than this low-level item here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the level 3 hallmark here is hugely important. Both getting closer towards that now on level 2.5. Also important for the Orc is trying to get coils out of the undead in the early game, draining the mana out of the DK. It's a big difference if the DK reaches level 3 on full mana or on half mana or no mana. If there's a full mana DK, we've seen, for example, Farseers getting chased down plenty of times. And looking at the HP of the Farseer, it's looking a little bit sketchy already, but the replenishment potion is pretty nice.
The 84 coils, everybody. We know it. A little bit of skirmish here. Tricky situation for both of the players, as LabyRinth had to defend in his main base and also attack at the southern side. So multi-screen action by both of the players. And now XiaoKai's strategy will be revealed. TC second, but double bestiary. Double
bestiary. Okay, you mentioned the Wyvern earlier, and this seems to be the plan. I've seen quite a bit of new adjustments from orcs, from many out there, trying different styles against the new undead ghoul build, and then tier 3 follow-up, of course, from the undeads. And I've seen quite a bit of tier 2 there as well, oftentimes with expansions. Sometimes it works. I've seen it fail a lot more, though, I gotta say. I'm not the biggest fan, I have to admit, of the tier 2 play, but we'll see how this is done by XiaoKai.
Remo, I don't know how you cannot be a fan of Mass Wyvern. Didn't the card show you back in the day how it's done and how beautiful it is? And didn't you pay attention to Scar's play against Kevin? You can play Mass Wyvern against any race now, but XiaoKai, maybe he has a different idea in mind. He's expanding Instant Scout by LabyRinth, which is pretty insane. And
headbutt! Headbutt that thing! Hell yeah, there we go. Assert your dominance as the acolyte.
Exactly. And now we're talking about Wyvern all the time. And then he researches Ensnare and builds the Raider. Is this Linguagua playing?
Yeah, they work pretty nicely together. I would imagine it's going to be 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 Raiders, but then a transition into Wyvern later. Wyvern, of course, can be really good against the ghouls. But what I'm worried about is Destroyers. How's he going to deal with Destroyers? At the moment, we have basically no anti-air. Against the Grunts and the Farseer, Destroyers are really good. And also against the TC, because they can't get stomped. So he's going to need to make sure he has some weapon against these Destroyers. Probably wanted to mass something like Wyvern, or maybe even Headhunters later on with that expansion. But the expansion has been cancelled, Neo.
Exactly.
No expo here.
No, and the peon can't even bring that bag of gold back home. But in the meantime, we got a stomp on the DK. Gotta be careful. TP out as the Lich arrives. That stomp hit beautifully. So achievement on LabyRinth's side, cancelling expansion. Achievement on XiaoKai's side, forcing a town port.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a little bit scary for LabyRinth to go out on the map. He knows there's Ensnare, there's obviously Stomp, and losing the DK would lose him the game right now. So he needs to be cautious, creeping at the Overseer at the side. Maybe might be the normal play here, but no, he's going in towards the middle. Wants to contest the big camps, because we're starting to see quite the experience advantage for the Orc, as the Farseer gets nuked. Needs to be careful, he's eating the Coil Nova. May have to TP out here as well. The TC got a Mana Stone. Has a perfect position for the Stomp against the Ghouls, but doesn't want to take a fight.
Okay then. That means last remaining creeps go to LabyRinth, who of course has to pimp his Lich. But if we look at this inventory of the Lich, he's pretty pimped already. He got the Happy Mana Potion that you always grab up right at the beginning. And 2 claws. He's dealing quite some damage here. Now level 2 as well. Against all this damage, probably Frost Armor. And there's the Frost Armor. Plus an orb.
TC would love to get that level 3 here, but still not quite there. Oh, Ensnare on the statue.
Massive.
That's a big one. The non-undeads always like to tell us statues are the best item, the best unit in the game. And I agree with that, actually. And that one being taken out hurts. No region right now for LabyRinth. And no destroyers either. Still waiting for that upgrade.
Crazy back and forth between the two players. LabyRinth only at 30 supply. That's basically nothing. He invested so much into upgrades, but XiaoKai finding an amazing timing with all his supply, with all the variety he got. But we got a couple of ghouls here who might be able to clean the ground a little bit, but we don't have a solution to air. Except spells, of course. Coil Nova onto one Wyvern. They are nicely split, so they're not attacked by two at the same time. DK, oh no! Oh no! He doesn't have the TP anymore! And that's game! And XiaoKai takes map number 1.
G called. The Farseer play works out. We don't see it much anymore nowadays with the grunts, but here it worked quite nicely. And yeah, you mentioned the timing. This was possibly the worst time there for LabyRinth to take a fight. He didn't have a Dark Ranger yet. He didn't have destroyers yet. He didn't have the Frenzy Ghouls quickly enough. And I think he was a bit too aggressive, a bit too ballsy. He could have crept on the sides. He could have gone for the Overseer, maybe for the top left gold mine, creep up a bit more. The late game belongs to him. If he gets into the late game with high level heroes, he can even play against 2 bases. I think there LabyRinth was a bit too eager to go into these fights too early.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe play a little more safe, wait until all your great upgrades are done, and then fight. But XiaoKai didn't give him the time at all. Stressful moments, especially when you don't have that big tournament experience like LabyRinth. Does this make you think? Does it make you rethink? Or was it just the map that wasn't too comfortable for him? LabyRinth, one of the most hyped players in this entire tournament, is facing elimination already.
Yeah, we don't see him too often in these tourneys, but now he might be getting eliminated already. We're ready for the second map. It's going to be Last Refuge. And Neo! Praise the Lord, praise Jesus. It is new Last Refuge.
Celebration time. Come on! Some players were trying to get the old Last Refuge in. I said no. That old version is gone, because part of the new season here at War3Champions is that we got new versions of Last Refuge and Tidehunters. For the uneducated eye, Mr. Remo Demo, this looks pretty much exactly like the old Last Refuge. Can you educate the unwashed masses a little bit? What changed?
Yeah, it's only small changes. It's subtle changes, but I believe pretty good ones overall. First, we take a look at the main base, and there it almost makes you feel a little bit wobbly, a little bit dizzy, because we've seen Last Refuge so many times before, and now it looks different. The gold mine positioning especially is different, so that there's a bit of a diagonal line between the gold mine and the Great Hall that makes it so that you can do a peon micro in the gold mine better. That's something that was the case on all other maps except for Last Refuge, so the main base setup is a little bit different in that regard. And most importantly, this was the big reason to change the map. Was the area around the natural and the merc camp, where we've seen so many issues in the past with creeps getting pulled, with end snares flying, with lots of craziness happening. This has all been made a little bit safer. The merc camp is a little bit further in the back. There's some trees around to protect it, to make it harder to pull. The Murloc camp has been repositioned a little bit. The green camp, the High Priest, is basically the same, only on one side, the creeps have been changed around a bit. Also, the critter positioning has been changed a little. So, a lot of small changes, subtle changes, that are trying to make the map better. And we'll see if this is going to work out here.
And there's a flag in front of the high ground.
Oh, yeah, that's a flag. How could we forget about the flag?
Yeah, Remo, I'm here for the knowledge bombs. I know you're mostly here for, like, aesthetics and stuff. But, yeah, this is the... when it comes to gameplay, the most important thing we got. Remo, so many people were hyping up the Dreadlord, the player LabyRinth for one reason, and that's the Dreadlord. And he graces us with the presence of the Dreadlord. This is finally happening.
And he's creeping the merc camp first.
Yeah, right?
Oh god.
The madman.
Food.
The madman.
With sleep against the High Priest, preventing a lot of healing. The Farseer illusion scouts it now, but the big boy has been taken out already with a Sobi mask.
Oh.
Perhaps the best item he could have found. And a fast level 2, and Dude, with the Dreadlord, this is working out pretty well.
Yeah, silence on the sleep on the illusions, which is a little iffy, I guess. Murlocs are running in, but also running back. What's the Farseer doing? Sending another illusion to trick the AI a little bit. Man, on the old LR, this would have been a disaster. Here, salvageable. Praise the update.
Yeah, the Murlocs, also, you know, just a little green camp. Normally, they don't have range, first of all, so they have a lot of time. They have to spend a lot of time traveling. So they get in a few hits, but not too much. The Farseer is just letting this expansion occur. I guess he's concerned about getting sleep surrounded. That's, of course, the big strength of the Dreadlord early on. You can go for a sleep surround and force the opponent to TP away while you're getting up the expansion. And this is looking like a good early here for LabyRinth. Haunted Goldmine coming up now. He was not too short on lumber. The resources are very well managed. And this Dreadlord is almost level 3 already.
And man, with the Sobi mask, he got so much sleep. He got Dispel against the wolves. He gets anti-air if he wants to. Very early on from the mercenary camp, and that might be a big difference alongside changing up, you know, the first hero and the entire strategy. But he can get Berserkers and Shadow Priests against a possible Wyvern play.
And the Ghoul is waiting for that next round of mercenaries. Very unusual to see undeads with lots of mercs, but the Dreadlord is his own kind of thing. Does he have level 2 Carrion now? Yes, he does. So decent AoE from the Dreadlord. And the Zoe mask is going to be so strong. The Headhunters will have to be careful. Carrion Swarm U steals the last hit, but the Farseer is already level 3. Using his Chain Lightning, taking out a Ghoul. And these Ghouls are being dealt with pretty quick.
2 AoE spells in the mix here. Chain Lightning versus Carrion Swarm. What will prevail? So far, the Headhunters don't take too much damage, but there's more Carrion Swarm coming. Huge losses on both sides. Where is it? Saving mana for now. Right here comes the Berserker.
This Zoe mask is so good, by the way.
Yes, it's very good.
That's so crazy.
Kabuki powers.
The level 2 Wolves, though, also pretty good at the moment. There we see the Hadouken, dealing with them pretty quick. Of course, the Shadow Priest here also valuable. That's the second Shadow Priest, and the Berserker still alive. Lots of money spent on the mercenaries, but now the expansion is standing. LabyRinth now mining plenty. Fully saturated is his expansion, but no tech kit. Still only tier 1, whereas the Orc already arrived on tier 2, also trying to counter-expand. Delaying the TC for a good while here.
Exactly. On the other side, we do need a tier 2 tech by LabyRinth down the road, but he starts it now, right after the 5th Acolyte hits it, and boom, another Headhunter kill who was trying to hide, but there ain't no running away from the Lord of the Dread. Creeping now.
Shredder. Dude, this is so cool. Oh. Dreadlord, Mercs, and Shredder. Hells yeah.
Did we hype LabyRinth too much? I don't think so.
Already level 4. On level 5, that Carrion Swarm is really scary. And on level 6, the undeads do have one good ultimate from the Dreadlord, if he does go there. Finds a Book of the Dead as well. Oh my god, this would be the perfect item right now to cancel the Expo. But I don't think LabyRinth scouted it yet, did he?
We will see about that. He's moving into the position, but Dreadlord, of course, very, very slow. Without the Unholy Aura. That's the downside. One of the downsides of him, of course, lack of healing. So he uses it for creeping, and I don't mind that. Level 5 Dreadlord, one of the scariest heroes in the game. Went of mana stealing as well against the TC. Super nice. But now he has to defend this little tiny push.
Yeah, it's not much here that the Farseer has to work with. Pops a speed scroll trying to take out some Acolytes, but the Necropolis has already been made, so the Acolytes can be reproduced. Dreadlord might be finding the TC in transit with the Sleeps Around. That's an easy kill. Is he seeing it?
Ooh, close. Went of mana stealing first. Unwilling to go for it. There is no TP. He's got to be careful. Can he get out there? Carrion Swarm again. No Invo Potion, no staff. This is risky play by LabyRinth.
He's going for a second crypt. Is he going Gargus? Well, I guess he would need 3 crypts for that. Oh, big stomp! The Ghoul's in trouble. Berserker taken out. Lots of experience here for the Orc. Carrion Swarm! Hadouken once again finds a kill. Heal scroll committed. Also an invul now on the Dreadlord to be safe. And he's almost level 5. He needs just one more kill.
If only, but the creeps deny the Headhunter. So important! The Book of the Dead didn't really do too much. XiaoKai, almost no forces anymore. LabyRinth, almost no forces anymore. Oh, what a banger of a match this is. Tier 2 is finally done, and I guess we are now transitioning into Fiends.
Is he going for a Tavern Hero? Is he going full crazy mode, or is it going to be DK? DK is one of the best heroes in the game. It's hard to say no to Aura and Coil, especially if you have a Dreadlord first, which will need some healing. But there we go. That's level 5. We got a Muddy Golem as well, by the way. Say hello to Muddy chat. And there's the level 3 Carrion Swarm. Ooh. Yeah. That's a lot of damn.
Some people are complaining about Headhunters. You don't need to complain about tier 2 Headhunters if there's Carrion Swarm. Bye-bye Muddy, by the way.
Didn't last long, but had some impact, I guess. Where's the Farseer, by the way? Oh, there he is. Got some items, I suppose. Now we see the DK being added. Coil will soon be part of the equation. Damn, that Carrion Swarm, though. And again, the Zoe Mask. Oh my god, it's been so good. But more kills also going towards the Orc level 2, finally on the TC. We now have the Aura. Trying to split his units as best he can.
God. The damage is so sick, but they're just brawling. Back and forth. It's an absolute bloodbath here. Level 5.3 Dreadlord, I guess it is. Yes, it absolutely is. Wyvern, hurt. Raider, hurt. TC, hurt. DK. He's playing Gargoyles.
Yeah, very effective against Wind Riders as long as there's no bats. Bats could, of course, be made pretty easily here on tier 2 now as we have the Bestiary. Double Bestiary, in fact. But no tier 3 once again. So time seems to be on the side of the Undead still with that tier 3 coming for him soon. Acolytes once again being taken out, but can be remade. TP out by XiaoKai. And that was a nice little attack. Did some good damage and got out without losing too much.
Scouts the expansion, bottom right hand side. Has to replenish some of the Acolytes, of course. The time for new mercs. Only Muddy available. I think he lost quite a bit there. But yeah, Gargoyles are coming. XiaoKai has to scout this. And we are closer and closer to one of the best and most stylish ultimates of the entire game.
It seems like it's only a matter of time until we get there. On 2 bases here for both players. This game should drag out for a good little while longer. But looking at the Orc main, not seeing the tier 3 tech is what worries me for XiaoKai. He's going in for the next attack. Acolytes once again. The vulnerable targets of the economy. Only 2 towers here at the expansion, and LabyRinth has to run all the way back. Didn't have a TP. And this economic damage is starting to hurt him quite a bit.
Yeah, 5 Acolytes. That is 300 plus gold, almost 400 gold. Now, Gargoyles. Let's see what they do against Ensnare. Not so much. Kills the Wyvern. Wyvern, oftentimes called Flying XP Tomes. How long can you hold on? But yeah, lack of aura. Oh my god, the range on the Carrion Swarm. Lack of movement speed aura is biting LabyRinth at the moment.
A player's forces are under
attack. Absolutely. This DK needs to level up a bit. Which creep camps could he go for? The red camps, of course, the most rewarding on this map, but the army for LabyRinth still pretty small. Despite how long this expansion has been running, he hasn't been able to mass produce so well just yet. More and more Gargs are on the way, but they can get countered hard by the Bad Riders. We see them now. First one out here in the middle of the map, scouting a bit as well. Ready to justify those means.
100%. It would be a great moment to go for Web and Fiends. But I guess not yet. Go for the Lich first. You can take out a couple of those Bad Riders with Sleep Coil Nova. Or Carrion Swarm Coil Nova. We'll see about that. Heal Scroll committed. Next Carrion Swarm ready in a second. Bad Rider committed once again. Statue taken out too. And it feels like...
Ow. Level 3 and 5. That's huge level ups.
Yes, it feels like XiaoKai always has the counter ready. And the levels are getting better and better too.
I think LabyRinth's gonna need a shade or 2 here to now deal with the Invis Wolves. It is level 3 Wolves. Here they are, summoned. And they can harass the Acolytes at the expansion very, very well. It's really annoying to deal with those wolves. You either need towers or shades or destroyers or multiple of those. And then now we see the Sacrificial Pit. LabyRinth doing the adjustment. But this again is going to hurt his economy.
Lich is out though. Oh, Yeah, only 150
A player's
gold
forces are
available
under
at the
attack.
moment. Wolves not taking care of that sack pit, but double crit right away. These poor acolytes, man. Hard and, yeah, these working conditions, not the greatest. Heal scroll, carry and swarm. Only the heroes here. Once again, no TP for LabyRinth. Gotta be careful. Uh-oh, how do you get out there? How do you get out there? I guess you try to run, and that is so far. Whoa, working. Did he sleep the right target? I'm not too sure. No, not going for the TC. Here's the stomp once again. DK in trouble. Heal the thingy again on the ground. Invo potion, LabyRinth, 700 gold, needs to TP out ASAP, but I think that Lich cannot be saved. He can barely TP out, but with only the Dreadlord.
my God.
What a disaster. LabyRinth down to 34, and the heal ward. So helpful.
It's a disaster. And it's a very different game compared to game 1, but this was very similar to game 1. LabyRinth again brawling a bit too long, a bit too much, fighting into the orc for no good reason. He had tier 3, he had the triple hero. The late game is on the undead side. Passive play would have been advised here. But he was playing too aggressive, and boy was he punished. Oh my god, losing the heroes, losing the statue. LabyRinth, I think he's banking really hard on trying to get level 6 and the Infernal, but he's still missing some experience, a good amount of experience.
Needs to creep with the Shredder now to get some experience in on the DK. Tier 3 transition by XiaoKai, the Chinese on his way to the round of 12. Couple of Bad Riders, couple of Wyvern. The army is not the craziest. Justify the means again. We get weapon for Fiends, but this army is just so ridiculously small, and we got a level 4 TC prior to a level 2 DK. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ice doing this very well. Oh, I'm lagging. Hello.
Yeah, all good, all good, all good. DK in trouble though. Ooh, that was soaking up a lot of damage. Lich in trouble, catches the coil. Ultra last second. Will die again, but we're getting closer and closer to the level 6. We're 1 or 2 kills away. This Wyvern, we almost called it.
He misses the carrion.
There we go. Finally level 2, but not level 6 yet. My god, what a game.
29 supply only for LabyRinth, but dude, he's so close. Ultimate. Ultimate. Now we got the shades.
The wolf.
Wolves also give experience, by the way.
Is that it's not enough, is it?
Woofy.
Oh, resummoned.
Alright, we're gonna see it. I was worried. This game might end without an Infernal, but we're gonna see it now at this point. The Lich dying was kind of good for the Dreadlord. He got more experience.
Exactly. You know what's also kind of good? The people supporting this channel. Thank you very much for the subs, everybody. Globetrotsky, 27 month. Let's go. FK, 46 month. And Stars and Stripes for the 40 month already. Can LabyRinth hold again? A mana potion on the Dreadlord is kinda necessary with all the statues he lost. Again, attack on the economy. Spirit Tower. Yeah, there we go, level 6. Is someone bringing a mana potion? I don't think so. Zombie Mask, do your job. Oh, he's trying to brute force.
How much is the ult?
He's trying to brute force. Oh!
He should be getting it. He's focusing on the DK instead. Stomp, hits him, takes out the DK. What? Wait! He uses mana on this carry!
Yes.
He doesn't have the ult now!
Exactly!
What?
He wanted to get rid of the units here. Level 2 for the Lich, who gets more mana. No, Frost Armor, okay. With how many heroes falling here, why not? He's holding on to dear life on that expansion, trying to get level 7 soon. The Raiders are falling! How is this repair gonna work? Oh no! It's another disaster for poor LabyRinth. 700 gold. Maybe he can rebuild it and get back into this game. I'm not too sure what's happening anymore, Remo. This is so wild.
Yeah, big kill against the Expo. Oh, the Raiders survives last second. That was pretty expensive, though. That cost a lot of units.
Yes.
And now the Dreadlord has time. Or the Orc is licking his wounds right now. Clarity, his heal salves. We know how it is. And then it's time for the Zoe Mask to keep ticking. This is one of the most insanely valuable Zoe Mask I have ever seen, by the way.
Yes,
100%. I can't believe he didn't use the Infernal. Basically had the ult. How much mana is it, though, guys? Do you know? Like 200?
You're the man of the numbers. I read on Reddit that you know all the numbers there are in the game.
PogChamp.
All 10 of them.
So many hero kills, by the way. LabyRinth has lost a lot of his champions this game. And could be more as well. We have a lot of raiders now.
Remo.
And pillage.
We gotta work on your vocabulary here. I saw on Discord that you are playing League of Legends, but champions?
Champions, bro, hell yeah.
I mean,
who's the biggest champion here? I'm a big fan of the TC. The Farseer, though, also pretty strong. That's level 6, right? The Fiend. Gets to level 6. Are we gonna see Earthquake?
Yes! He skilled it! And a tiny Great Hall for the Shadow Hunter, who's 3rd hero now. We got 2 ultimates in the game. The Wolves! Oh no, they canceled the Expo again!
Oh, that's so big. And now it might be too late for the expansion for LabyRinth.
Uh-huh.
But he's got strong heroes if he finally gets the levels. If the DK and Lich get level 3, it's gonna be huge level ups. He's got 2 map pots on the DK, and we're still missing the Infernal. That's like half a hero. Maybe it's the strength of a hero.
God, this
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Drop the base! Oh, and Carrion Swarm!
That's gonna be another Carrion Swarm! He needs to take care of that. DK has 2 mana potions. This is so many units lost soon for XiaoKai with another Hadouken. Goes for the Shadow Hunter. 3 raiders about to drop as well. This
oh my god!
Oh my god! Shadow Hunter torn apart. XiaoKai does a 20 supply. What the hell is happening?
Base equals dropped. Oh my god, dude.
And if you had a single question why they call him the Dreadlord, there we go. We need LabyRinth in every single one-on-one in the world.
It's gonna get the cancel again. This was once again painful for XiaoKai. Earthquake!
Yeah.
Gonna take out the ziggurats. Oh, but the sleep! Sleep to cancel the Earthquake. What is even happening in this game?
This is, I don't know, this must be like 2002. TC in trouble. Can he sleep the Farseer again? Oh, past the TP. Well done by XiaoKai. This is one of the most exciting games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this has been a banger. Great back and forth. This Infernal looking real good. This game's been going on for quite some time as well. Let's take a look at the main bases. Almost run out. Less than a minute left of mining. And then we're gonna have the players back down to 1 base. XiaoKai could try to go for a tiny Great Hall, but he doesn't really have that much gold.
Yeah, he has a Great Hall still in the inventory of the Shadow Hunt. He wanted to place it, but then he got nuked by Infernal, Carrion Swarm, Coil Nova. So he can still place it. And I guess that's what he's doing in a second, but LabyRinth is there with a ghoul.
DK joins again. Dude, this DK is still at level 3. But he's close to it. Lich is level 4 now. Did he get Dark Ritual? Dude, if the DK gets level 3, I don't see XiaoKai winning a fight anymore.
Me neither.
And he's got TC5. But this other lineup is crazy strong.
I mean, in the last fight, which was the perfect opportunity for this Infernal, he won a fight with like 20 supply less or something. I think XiaoKai has to go for the Echo game. He got Pillage. He's trying to salvage this again. He got a wonderful solution to buildings, which is Earthquake. And yeah, there we go. Trying to go for the Haunted again. Almost finished. Has to cancel 1 more. The Shadow Hunt.
Bye. He's having a tough time.
Yo, that's true.
He not be jamming so much today.
No. Oh my god, I'm having the best
He placed the tiny there on the high ground. Oh my god, the Shade almost sees it.
No way.
He almost sees it.
He sees
the peon slide. Uh-oh.
Did he though?
Knows.
A player's forces are under attack.
So this is an Orc versus Undead with Dreadlord. With Gargoyles. Now with Witch Doctors. What is happening?
Shade to counter the wolves, Witch Doctor to counter the Shade. Yep. Hell yeah.
What's there to counter the Witch Doctor, though? Acolytes, I guess. Pretty much everything.
Counter Witch Doctors. They're too strong.
Oh,
DK got level 3. Okay. Entering a region. Also a very good item and a hugely important level up.
Oh, and LabyRinth
has been super aggressive this whole game, but now he's just camping. He finally wants to ensure the expansion is finished.
Love it. Finally keeps the Dreadlord at the expansion plus a Shade so he can always see this. There's a new threat coming for his main base, though. And XiaoKai is mining. Sending the Shadow Hunter back to just keep him safe.
Carrion Swarm hurts again. Coil Nova Carrion. It's so much damage, dude. It's crazy. Big Storm from the TC trying to run away. Could pop the scroll if he wants.
Just leave the
Always
TC
scary
on.
to surround that TC. He's got that Stomp ability, which is pretty good.
Yes, surround wasn't closed there. Expo for XiaoKai is running, and the second one I think as well on the right hand side. Yes, Shadow Hunter is basically a courier at this point.
Nova on the TC. He's got that TP that he can still use to save himself. He's trying to buy as much time as he can for the expansions. And yet a Peon Slide may not have been seen. It's on the high ground. He can't look up the ramp. No way, dude.
Oh no. Okay, he deals with the wolves. So much mana. Here comes the drop. Infernal. Not stomping that TC. Invo potion now again. He is not checking this high ground, Remo!
Oh, that's very painful. Just a few ghouls, or maybe just the Infernal by itself could deal with this income.
Yeah, I've seen
right now we have the Orc on 3 mining bases. But the expansion, the natural, is about to run out.
Oh, true. This game is going on for quite some time, eh? 24 minutes. I've seen enough FFAs by now. Okay, you can never see enough FFAs, but I've seen a lot of FFAs where Dreadlord plus Infernal is able to turn games around in the later stages. Might be happening to a smaller degree. And the Acolyte! Give him a Medal of Honor. He scouted the upper left expansion.
And it's going to be very easy now for LabyRinth to attack this base. He can take out the expansion there and protect his own natural at the same time because they're so close to each other. That gives XiaoKai the opportunity to attack the main base then maybe. And I guess he has to go for these building kills. His army just simply isn't strong enough, especially the Shadow Hunter. Pales in comparison to these other heroes right now.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. He sees the Witch Doctor as well. Might be aware that there's wards everywhere. And the Infernal. That is such a huge strength in the late game now. Boom. Immolation onto the peons, right clicks. Oh! Catches him on the high ground. But not enough damage yet.
Dude, the Carrion and Nova is such crazy AoE. Dude, not even trolling? Heal ward research would be pretty good. Takes a long time though.
He's going for
the natural has run dry. How long has this game been going? Like 30, 25 minutes?
26 now, yes. We see Liquid Fire Remo. This is exactly what this game has been missing.
XiaoKai needs to find the opening to attack the main again. He has to go through build and kill. The Undead Tri-Hero is just simply too strong for him to face. The Farseer falls off in the late game, as we know. The Shadow Hunter is too low level. The TC can hold his own, but the rest of the army is not strong enough to actually take a fight here against the Undead.
We are back at a one base situation. Wolves are trying to change that. Destroyer is here. Next Shade, nicely done. And resummon to not give any more experience. This has been such a wild game. It's been so wild that, ladies and gentlemen, us screaming here about this game has made Carson wake up on the western sides of Canada, so he will join us for the rest of the day. What a mad lad.
Yeah, what time is it in Canada right now? It's like 5 AM or something.
It's minus 9 hours from us.
Alright, so I guess it's not that early, but it's early enough. I think I slept until like 1 PM today, so
nice.
I had a nice long sleep.
Oh, XiaoKai was going for the Shredder, the Infernal, one more hit!
Whee.
Not that early. 15 minus 9, it's like 6 AM or something. It is very early for cars. I want people
Hashtag esports passion.
Right. Okay, one base.
This Mercap is still here, by the way. Shadowhunter could creep that right now for level 2. That would be so big. Needs to level up the Shadow. Badly.
Thank you, Belusted, for the 19-month resub. Sean Wright, thank you for the bits. Can we turn the music up a little bit? I can try. It's not even on.
Sleep, by the way. Interesting spell. Very good early game for Sleeps Around. And then the mid game, kind of trash. But in the late game, if you got it on level 3, you can spam that spell endlessly. It has super low cooldown and can disable heroes very, very well. Makes it hard for the opponent to micro against it. And the Shadow is about to get level 7, which is why I say it. Oh! Chain Lightning and Stomp, though. Big damage against the Fiends. Hex against the Dreadlord. dispels that, and here comes the base once again. The Infernal drops in. No ground units anymore. It's only the Wyvern in the air. It's so much damage everywhere.
XiaoKai
is still alive.
It's such a massive lead. Lich in trouble! Level 4, the coil just inches away. And the next hero focus on the DK. Can't use the invo. A double kill. Oh no, what a disaster for LabyRinth. He only has the Dreadlord level 7. Needs to get out of there. Kodo is in for the block, of course. Down with the thickness, but no, not here. Massive damage done to the army, but the heal scroll saves everything. The item usage by LabyRinth not on point. He got a decent army, he got amazing heroes. He got all the tools he needed, but the coil a little too late, the invo potion not used, and that is now a whooping 26 supply lead for the Orc.
And he turns it around to XiaoKai with a crazy game. This was really easy to lose this game, but he's staying in it. It's not over yet. Double Tavern, Res, the heroes are back, but they have no mana at the moment. Earthquake! Again against the Ziggurats. Those taken out easily. Sleep has to be used. Speaking of sleep, I feel like he's not been using it enough. Especially the TC could have been disabled. But now we have the big fight against the expansion. Wyvern are still in. Big stomp! DK in trouble again.
No.
Focus fire, and he falls again for the 5th time? 4th time? It's crazy. Lich levels up to 5 though.
He misses these coils so bad! Invo potion was passed into the Dreadlords of the first heroes and falling. Heal potion on the Lich, but I doubt that's gonna save him. He's diving deep. But no, level 5, 30 minutes of epicness might be ending here. And they are! GG! XiaoKai 2-0 over LabyRinth. His road ends here. But oh my god, what a game.
What a kickoff to our War3Champions season finals, boys, eh? That was super cool, man. What a fun game. I don't want to sour the mood for LabyRinth or anything, but man, should he have won that game, dude. Oh my god, he was so far ahead, but he was playing too aggressively. Missing invo potions, missing creeping, missing sleeps against the TC in the late game. LabyRinth could have done that a lot better. It's a shame that he didn't bring us here to a map 3, but also kudos to XiaoKai, who won a very hard to win game right there.
Absolutely. The fighting spirit of XiaoKai. Really, really well done. Oh man, I loved every single second of this, from the hero pick stage to the very end. The Creepjack with the first Infernal we saw, one of the moments of the year, no doubt. Oh man, I'm such in love with this game. Can we just replay cast this last map for the entire weekend?
Yeah, this was super cool. The Dreadlord rarely seen, but here it did work out. Would love to see more Dreadlord games in the future. Maybe needs a buff or two, this little Dreadlord guy.
Yeah, Remo, do it. Do it. Yeah. Oh boy.
I got ideas. Alright, but yeah, we have to say goodbye to LabyRinth. Unfortunately, hopefully we're going to see him again in the future. I'm sure he's going to be showing his face on ladder once more. XiaoKai moves through, and we'll be facing Chimiko next. The best human in the world, by all accounts.
That is what they say. This is what also the ELO ranking suggests. So, might be right. If the people and the ELO ranking speak with the same voice, then should be good. Here is our bracket thus far. LabyRinth taken down by XiaoKai. XiaoKai moves on up against Chimiko next. Foggy versus Insuperable later, and the winner versus Hawk. While tomorrow we got lots of Night Elves. Cow, 15 Sway, Life Dice, Lawlights. They will be up against Sock to qualify for the playoffs. For the playoffs of what? For the playoffs of the War3Champions Season 10 tournament. And War3Champions, every single time we have these finals, you know, we will praise them to the moon and beyond. And especially for this season reset from 10 to 11, I think they deserve the biggest praise possible in the world. I saw the main dev, I think at this point, Abeninsky, just talking for days like, oh my god, I spent the entire day doing this reset. Warcraft 3 Champions is a full-time job. I try to do this next to my real job and family and everything that's going on in the world. Much love to Abe for doing this, and of course the rest of the team to do the maintenance for this as well and keep at least the status quo intact, if not boost everything. War3Champions is the best place if you buy Warcraft 3 and say, hey, there's no real ladder experience and where are all the game modes and what's happening. War3Champions is the little add-on you need to get the best Warcraft 3 experience there ever was. If you miss profiles and leagues and great matchmaking, War3Champions got it. From very, very grass league for the beginners up to the Grandmasters. All the players here in our season finals, of course, Grandmaster. All you have to do, download a little tool, install it, takes a second these days, and then use the launcher, where you can also set up your hotkeys, by the way. And then you get a beautiful, beautiful UI that features a warden this time. It's a little pink with diamonds and flowers and all. Looks absolutely lovely, very reminiscent of the good old Battle.net UI. And then you can track your stats on the homepage. How good are you versus human? How good are you versus undead? Yada, yada, yada. What's your best map? What's your weakest map? All these stats provided on War3Champions. What a lovely tool, Remo.
Absolutely amazing. Great platform. It is one of the best online experiences, competitive experiences in the whole world, guys. And yeah, we're starting off here well into our celebration, into our War3Champions season finals. What a series that was. XiaoKai's work, though, is not done yet. He's going to have to go up against Chimiko next after a little break. I think he deserves a bit of a break after that game. Gives us time to thank more of our supporters. You guys are also generous towards us. Thank you, Blusted, with a 19-month resub. Sean Wright with 100 bits says, can we put on the music a bit? Ah, you said that earlier. Or is it just I'm going crazy? And Janky Gat Slinger with a 21-month resub. Thank you, thank you.
Also, we thank everybody who's chipping into this tournament. $3,056 at the moment. There's still 18 coupon codes, everybody. Free to use. Every one of these adds 25 cents to the pool. You can, of course, contribute with PayPal, bank account, credit card, etc. And you can buy these beautiful profile pictures for Undead, for Orc, for Night Elf, for Human. Represent your race. Or show your love for the War3Champions project or the Back to Warcraft project. All available only for the duration of the War3Champions finals. So this weekend and the next weekend for a $5 or the race-specific icons for $3. So many people are chipping in. Thank you, Kova, Kingvale, Inari, Jervy, Kova even more. You guys buy all the items. Neil Porter also with a direct contribution. Vina Ratbike with a direct contribution. Neil Porter with a 1069. Nice direct contribution. You guys are super duper lovely. Which race will buy the most profile pictures is the big question. Help out. Represent in Warcraft 3's Race War with profile picture purchases. We take a little break, we set everything up, we get Carson on the line, you support everything you see here, and then it's time for Chemico vs. XiaoKai.